So now both teams are all loaded up. Team Quicksilver making their way back, or making their way forward pretty quickly. Pun intended, and Team Villain actually were there faster. They were there faster than Team Quicksilver were, but they kind of gave that first momentum over to Quicksilver. Now Bashy's getting pulled in. Bashy not nearly tanky enough at this point and doesn't have the ultimate. That's a first blood that was handed to that Blitzcrank. If you sit there and you sit exactly where that Lissandra was, where Bashy was, that you were literally just handing that Blitzcrank first blood on the silver platter. Now first, there was just a discrepancy in the idea there from Team Villain. Okay, we're going to sit back. We're going to let them get that bush control. Okay, but from there you have to assume that they took it. They assumed that they didn't take it, but also assumed that they were giving it to them. That's the discrepancy here. Now, Miss Breeze moved forward on the VN Captain, who was a little bit too far forward as well. Nick the Gamer trying to queue up that stun. It doesn't happen quite yet. And Authorized still holding on to that bush control. He's looking for a pull here. Now that's good pressure, but he's going to get knocked back instantaneously. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to end up going down here. No, he doesn't. He flashes away, but he does get taken down by Jinx. Now Swift is getting taken low. Bashy into the backlines, but it isn't taking too much damage. Miss Breeze also taken fairly low. VN Raven snags that kill with a stun. Now Murky Nubs and Nick the Gamer both forced to flash, but flashes follow by Captain. That's the third kill here in favor of Team Villain. And they're going to pick up a 3-4-0 there in that little skirmish. We won't count the first blood. That was a big skirmish here, and a mistake by Authorized to move so far forward. I mean, he ran right in front of VN Swift, got knocked under the tower, wanted to make something happen, but then realized, oh crap, I'm not tanky enough to be able to make this tower dive, and ended up being so low, even through his passive shield, that he wasn't really able to make much happen there. So that's very unfortunate. Resets. Yep, you're right. Is that emote the Reset King? Is that emote Reset King? Let me know, Majora's Mask Reno. Eno Fashino. Now Swift. I love this play from Swift. Almost moving forward, but trying to bait out the pull. Ends up baiting it out, but it's successful in favor of Team Quicksilver, and they snag another kill. Now 3-2 in favor of Team Villain still, but another nice pull by Authorized. Now this is another thing I gotta mention here, you guys. If you're playing against a Blitz, oh, this is a free pull here. Oh, he didn't use that quick enough. It must have just come off cooldown. If you're playing against a Blitzcrank and you assume that no pulls are ever going to happen, then you're just being silly. You know, you're playing against a Blitzcrank, pulls are going to happen. People are going to get killed from it. You just have to make sure that it's the right person who ends up going down. Here, Volibear, he's not the wrong person to go down by a pull. It's perfectly fine to lose him to that. Now, Captain, this is not the right person to lose. He gets taken down early and quick here in this match. That's his first death, if I'm not mistaken. He is 2-1, so he's going to be able to buy here, but I don't know if this small power spike he's going to get from this early death is really going to compensate for the lack of experience that he's going to have from not only missing out on creep waves, but also being down and being dead and not getting that passive experience. So that level 6 will in fact be delayed for that champion, as it will be for many members of Red Team, but that's a great way for them to even things out here. Captain has made his way back in here though, and Red Team, utilizing the Blitzcrank pressure, have picked themselves up a nice shoving lead. That was a good pull there as well. Very sneaky, but an even better dodge by Captain. Now flash forward from Bashy, gonna lock in Mercy Nubs. He ends up getting locked down again by the Chompers. He gets taken out now. Re-aggressed by VN Swift, throwing back Nick the Gamer. He gets dropped. Miss Breeze and Authorized, the two melee champions on this squad, are the only ones who ended up making it out there alive. That goes to show that there was a little bit of a lack of synergy between these players in that skirmish. Miss Breeze and Authorized, not like they're the most mobile champions on their team. I mean, they're up there, but considering their lack of range, it's kind of odd to me that they were able to be the ones on the back lines. If anything, they should have been the ones forcing themselves to get aggressed on there and maybe allowing their other members to re-engage. But there, they had just kind of turned tail and run before the other two members could even react. And that was unfortunate there, but a good play by Team Villain. Well done there. Well done. Authorized still looking for the sneaky pull, but the only option he has right now is VN Raven. He goes for Captain, but doesn't find him. Now he's moving forward. We haven't seen that pressing Blitzcrank come out yet. You can see he's got himself some Lucidity Boots, and that's it. +5 potions. Now he's gonna, or +5 biscuits, you could say. Now this might be an easy time for him to pull, but I think VN Raven is taking a really safe position here because he wants to get pulled. And as Authorized shows himself, Raven goes in with the ulti, locks down 3. Instant re-aggress by Miss Breeze is going to be countered by Bashy. Now 2 have fallen for red, and only 1 for blue. Make that 2 for blue as well. But as Jinx falls, this is a 3-for-2 trade here. I want to watch that team fight again, you guys, because that was a really important one. It looked like it started really well for Team Villain, but it didn't because they all positioned themselves for Annie, for a really great Annie stun. Watch Annie follow up here very soon. Now Authorized shows himself. He's trying to bait something out, I think, but I think a little bit too much came after. Murky Nubs is also caught too far forward, so there's 2 lost, or 2 caught rather, in the a Mumu stun, but you can see Nick the Gamer coming back with a lot of burst damage right on top. Miss Breeze also with the level 6 throws out a nice late ulti. That's a 4-man ulti there, and that was a big tide turner. It was also in combination with the Tibbers, so 2 members die from that little combo there, and somehow Murky Nub stays alive throughout. He is going to fall here to VN Captain, but VN Captain has to pop a summoner spell and kind of suicide in order to get it. Now Nick the Gamer and Miss Breeze really should be able to solo out this, 2v1 out Bashy, so Bashy decides, I'm just going to disengage, snag my relic, and get back to safety. Peanut Bitter, what's the lobby name? There is no lobby name for the tournament series, Peanut Bitter. These are all registered teams that have come to me beforehand and said that they wanted to play. There is no open lobbies today for the tournament season, for the tournament series, rather. Oh, excuse me, it's Sergeant Pepper. I apologize. I thought you were talking to me, Peanut Bitter. I knew that you knew that, and I was kind of surprised that you would even ask. But for those of us who don't know, there's a bit of info on it. I didn't see Sergeant Pepper's messages before. I apologize for that misunderstanding. Now Swift, he's getting locked in, but Authorize is going to get pushed back forward. Now this is another capitalization off a pull. Beautifully done by Blue Team and by Swift to body block out that pull. Really, really, really well done. I love the way he did that. I saw it coming from the very beginning, but I was in the middle of a sentence, so I couldn't call it before it happened. Team VN really know how to come back from a disadvantage. That's so true, because we saw from them in the marathon today, from the preseason, from their games, that what they do best is defend. They're a defending team, and I said in one of the preseason tournament matches that I think the answer to beating Team AMAM and their extreme aggression is with this playstyle that Team Villain bring out here, with this great defense that they bring. It's really, really cool thing to watch. And these guys, you can see they kind of sit back and play passive, but with the champions, the type of champions that they bring that can all re-engage extremely quickly, they're all waiting for, and they're all on the same page here as well. Now Authorize is going to try to zone out a bit. He might end up getting knocked back. He is going to get knocked back, and he throws out his ultimate quickly. Now he's going to pull in Bashy. Can Bashy ulti here? Is not going to end up getting that ulti off. That's unfortunate. Bashy's the first to fall. The ulti comes out from Jinx, ends up getting body blocked by Nick the Gamer, and Graves capitalized on the low health Volibear with his own ulti. So a 2 for 0 here in favor of Quicksilver, and that was a faulty engage by Swift. I don't know if pulling back the Blitzcrank like that was the best option there. Ooh, that was a close pull as well. Authorize taking 1 tower hit for it. Captain doing a nice job of disengaging here. There isn't too much crowd control available and no pull here from Authorize, so that was actually a good call on his part. But right as soon as the pull comes back up, he gets it on a Captain. The ulti dropping by Miss Breeze as well, secures that kill, and now VN Raven caught. He goes down as well. A 4 for 0 and an extended dual skirmish here by Team Quicksilver. That was mistakes made by Team Villain. They kind of went over aggressive. They didn't play to their usual playstyle where they sit back and defend. It's almost like Captain wanted a 4v2 right there, and I don't think it was possible, even if Raven had that ulti available. Now, there's the ulti from Bashy. Locks down Murky Nubs, gets a good bit of damage down. The remaining members of Team Quicksilver are very low. Volibear capitalizes on Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank is the type of champion who can make a lot happen even if he's low health, so that wasn't bad capitalization here. Only problem is that he's going to be coming back with a lot. So really nice play here by VN, Swift, and Bashy. They actually just 2v4'd here, as Captain and Raven were trying to do beforehand. Well played, well played. Now Red Team in a very tough position. Even with the Blitzcrank, it's going to be difficult for them to capitalize. So if Blue Team here, if Team Villain can kind of whittle down their enemies, if they can whittle down the champions that are low and keep them low and keep them shut down, they definitely can take something from it. But Authorize doesn't see Raven. He's going to try to make something happen. There's a flash and grades by Raven, followed by the ultimate from Captain. Picks up the double kill. Now they're going to snag another one possibly onto Sejuani in the backlines, but Authorize, he's too far forward. A triple kill for Captain. He's going to go in and flash forward for the Quadra. Big Quadra by Captain. This guy knows how to 1v4. He showed it. I didn't believe him, but he showed it in the last skirmish, and now they're going to get a huge ace, a fast ace, and they might be able to even take 2 objectives off this. Captain is going to be able to hit this turret uncontested. This is where Jinx thrives. It was a good decision by him to flash in to get that last kill, because it enabled them to do exactly what they're doing right now. There's a counter pull onto, oh no, he went into himself. He actually ended up getting the stun onto Murky Nubs there on the Graves. I thought he got pulled by the Blitzcrank, but he goes in, gets a quick kill for his team. He trades that one out. Now Nick the Gamer flashes forward. Bashy might end up getting taken down here. That is the case. The counter engage from Team Quicksilver is real. That's 3 members down for Team Villain. Make that 4 as Swift ends up getting pulled in. If he can kind of keep them at bay here for a couple of seconds, it's going to be big. That was a good decision for him to just run away backwards, because he wants to delay them for as long as possible, because they're going straight for that objective. Hey, can you see this? I'm on a new phone, and the Twitch app is different. Yes, in fact, I can see that, Void Boy. Thank you for asking. Now, Raven, he's back. Can he make this defense here? He's tanky. He doesn't get the kill on Authorize, and I don't think the damage from Miss Breeze or Nick the Gamer is enough, but neither is VN Raven. So they might just sit here and keep on auto-attacking this thing down. It looks like they are going to get that objective. Good decision-making. Miss Breeze is going to fall here, but that's a good traded kill, especially over to VN Raven. Captain probably could have taken that one, but bleh, didn't end up doing it. Interesting match thus far, you guys. 10 minutes in, 1 objective down in favor of Team Quicksilver, 2 down in favor of Team Villain off of a huge ace here. That was a single ace double turret push. That's what Jinx can do. Now there's a nice long-range bind by VN Raven. He gets pulled in right after. That's unfortunate and well played by Authorize. He ends up getting his team one quick early advantage, and VN Swift isn't going to be able to utilize that to his own advantage as he's already lost his tank. Now Captain and Bashy both put onto the run. Miss Breeze is engaging quickly. No ultis available except for the Tibbers, but it doesn't need to be used here as Jinx ends up getting picked up by Andy. Once again, another good decision by the Jinx there, by Captain to run backwards. Now Bashy is getting pulled by Authorize. You can't outrun a Blitzcrank even as Lissandra, and Authorize picks himself up a nice long-range pull, secures that 4th kill for his team, and an extended ace here. Now 2 members are making their way back here, and VN Raven's going to go in right away. He pops the ulti to try to lock in as many as possible, but it's just not quite enough. He's getting them low, and if Swift can come back and capitalize, which he may be able to do, it's a definite possibility. Nice ulti by Jinx, and ends up whiffing. Authorize gets taken down by Swift. Now Murky Nubs is looking to be aggressed on by Swift. Does he have the dash? No, he does not. He gets knocked back. He might end up falling here, but the dash is coming up very soon. There's Jinx making her way back in. She has no ulti, and a decent dash by Murky Nubs, but Swift is going to follow. He's looking to make something happen here. He gets that knockback available to him again. He's looking to get a multi-kill for Jinx once again. He snags one, Jinx gets the other, and an ace, another ace here for Team Villain. They have no towers. There's no reason to push down these minions. The next guy who's running up should be doing it. Team Villain need to get their booties in front of this inhibitor so they can start making this game-ending push. If they can keep this aggression up that's on right now, they should be able to win this game. Interesting things going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. What are Villain to do? They're a defending team, and they're all of a sudden put into this great big lead. Can they change their playstyle? Can they take this lead that they have right now and turn it into a victory, or are they going to kind of digress back into their regular strategy, go back and defend, and end up giving up this lead that they got so early? This was about a 12-minute inhibitor, or 10-minute inhibitor rather, that they got here, and that's so big, that's so early. But can they capitalize? That's the question. It's up to Amumu and it's up to Volibear to push the enemy team backwards, but against the Blitzcrank, that is not an easy task. Sergeant Pepper, hey Lakes, if it goes 2-0, do we start early? Yes, you do. Thank you for asking. Now, Swift goes in, as does Captain, but they're both caught out forward by Miss Breeze. Nice early ultimate from him, takes out 2 almost instantaneously. There's the burst damage coming out from Team Quicksilver. Now Bashy has nowhere to run. He gets dropped by Sejuani here. That kill definitely should have gone to Merc and Nubs, but Raven has enough distance to maybe make it out of here, but it's all up to Authorize to snag that pull. He does. Beautiful pull by Authorize. Raven's getting dropped down, and this is going to be another ace here in favor of Team Quicksilver, and it should be an objective. They have the Tibbers. Tibbers is placed well. They need to make themselves push themselves forward to this inhibitor as quickly as possible. A weird pull onto that super minion, but it's just trying to get him away from the inhibitor. Can they take down this inhibitor? Captain's back, and Swift is making his way back. They need to start something right now if they want to make things happen, but Murky Nubs is hitting this inhibitor uncontested. This inhibitor is going to go down. They have taken it. Miss Breeze falls shortly after because he had to stick around for too long. This is a good opportunity for Captain to start making things happen. Authorize is going to go down, but he's once again just trying to distract. Now Captain moving too far forward to snag this kill. Look at this distraction by Authorize. So well done. He just saved the remaining 2 members of his team, and possibly saved it as an inhibitor, which is going to be respawning here in probably 2 minutes. I think that if every member of Team Villain had just ran straight past him and ignored, it's not like he would have been able to take a tower. He would have had to just suicide. It would have been to their benefit, not only because he wouldn't have been able to get any damage to their tower and he would have died, but he also would have died later. He would have died later, and his death timer would have started later, thus keeping him out of this next fight for longer. So, in my opinion, that's a mistake by Team Villain to run around and fall for that bait by the Blitzcrank. Well played, totally well played. Blitz is an auto ban. I mean, as of right now, it looks like that we're seeing a very anti-Blitzcrank team coming out from blue, and it showed thus far. You can see the lead that they have. Actually, they don't have the lead anymore because their inhibitor ended up getting taken, and it was because of Authorized, but right now, it's not the Blitzcrank that's winning this game for Team Quicksilver. It's actually Mr. Breeze and Nick the Gamer dealing their burst damage and spreading their crowd control out really well. You can see Nick the Gamer, he's sitting on that stun. He wants it. Now the burst damage coming out from Quicksilver is a little bit too high. They're looking for a stun here. There's a flash forward from Nick the Gamer. He pops the Timbers onto 2, but it's 2 good members. It's a 4-man ulti from Raven, but the burst damage is too high. Swift gets taken down. Raven's getting dropped now as well. There's 2 members down for Team Villain. Now Captain looking to make something happen on the backlines, isn't able to, and only 1 member remaining for Villain. No members have fallen here for Team Quicksilver, and VN Swift most likely going to get cleaned up again. This is exactly how every single fight has gone here for Team Quicksilver. Now Authorized, you can't outrun a Blitzcrank, not even on a Volibear. He is going to end up picking up that kill for his Sejuani. Let's go back and watch this one again, you guys. This was a very interesting team fight here because it started so well for both sides, but both teams got exactly what they wanted, and those are both the exact same things. I'll get a little bit more in depth on that in a second. So the fight's going to start here as Authorized ends up pulling in. Oh no, it wasn't a pull, it was actually a flash forward from Nick the Gamer. So Nick the Gamer gets the flash, then the flash from Captain follows. A good flash by him, but VN Raven flashes after the Tibbers. Now all members of Team Quicksilver are caught out inside of that Amumu ultimate, but that means that the following members from Team Villain are going to be bunched in perfect situation for Mist Breeze to cast his own, so he gets himself a triple stun, and the burst damage that comes out thus after is a little bit too high for Team Villain to handle. They have consistent damage, Team Quicksilver has burst damage, and the burst damage ended up coming out on top in this fight because everything was used at the exact same time. If the ultis were stuttered, if auto attacks were more stuttered, and the team fight didn't start as quickly as it did, then the team with the consistent damage would have come out on top. But every single cooldown was used within like 3 seconds of each other. That's where burst damage is going to win, and that's Quicksilver's game here. I don't think they're going to win, but that's Quicksilver's style of game here is the burst damage, so they came out on top. Miss Breeze, this guy's hungry this game, you guys. This guy is hungry for some kills. Now Red, they're looking to Quicksilver. They're looking to just make something happen right away. Now Bashy, he gets pulled in as he was trying to aggress. That was kind of a weird thing for him to do. He could have thrown out that claw from a lot farther away and then kind of stutter step to get away from Authorizing the Blitzcrank. Red team unable, Quicksilver unable to make any sort of objective capture here as Blitzcrank ends up falling in trade for Lysandra. Captain might go down here as well as Murky Nubs blinds him out. Now it's 2 versus 1. Raven picks up 1 kill. Should be able to pick up 2 here as Miss Breeze is left very low. Is the pull available? Is the bandage toss available? Now's the time to run it, but Miss Breeze, great dodge right there. Really well timed. Right as soon as she gets up to the bottleneck, right as soon as it's that perfect time for Amumu to actually land a bind, that's when that mobility is utilized and gets out safely. Well done. Jinx, again, she relied on her rocket and didn't use minigun. Easy double kill on Sejuani and Blitz if she stayed back. I agree. I think in that last fight it was a little bit too aggressive from Captain. I was surprised in the positioning there. But considering the remaining of the team fights, most of the other team fights, they've all gone into, or at least before they started going into Quicksilver's favor. Now Raven, he goes in aggressive on to Authorize. It's kind of an odd start here. Bashy, early exhaust, the ulti coming out from Jinx very far away. Now Swift gets pulled in. This is exactly what you want to happen. Bashy's going to try to re-engage and is not going to take it as VN Swift gets out of live. Now that's a good decision there by Bashy. Now Captain once again too far forward, gets dropped so quickly. 2 members of Team Villain get dropped shortly after. That's Lysandra and Volibear. There's more burst damage coming at you guys, and these pulls are being capitalized on beautifully by Team Quicksilver, and this game is quickly turning in their favor. It was heavily in Villain's favor for the first few minutes, but now, like I said, they've kind of resorted back to their defensive playstyle, but they've never really been able to defend. They've never been alive whenever the siege ends up beginning by Red Team. Now Raven, he goes in, he's looking just for some disruption here. He gets it, but it's not enough. That was not the best decision in my opinion, to go in and just drain that ultimate right now. The cooldowns are coming, or excuse me, the remaining members of the teams are coming up right now, and Bashy once again getting dropped before he can pop the ulti. Bashy has been left out of the ulti so many times in this game, just hasn't even been able to use it. That ulti's been off cooldown for so long. GG, that was a great game, you guys, and that was a big comeback from Team Ethereal. If I was to break that thing down, I would say the early game went so heavily in favor of Team Villain because of that one team fight. They got so much off of that one team fight that they were able to actually get themselves one of the biggest early leads I've ever seen, a 10-minute inhibitor. We've only seen that probably twice in Draft Labs, and both times the team that got the inhibitor ended up coming out on top. The Blitzcrank provided so much pressure that Team Villain were never really able to push past that inhibitor, not only because of the Blitzcrank, but because they also have this sort of defensive playstyle, where they usually are the ones sitting back, and they usually are able to capitalize on it. Now they were put into a position where they were moving forward, and they were forced to play aggressively, and they didn't necessarily come out and start and do it as well as some other teams, but, you know, that, like I said, that's not necessarily their style. It was a tough position for them to be put into. And then from there, it was just kind of a snowbally victory for Red Team as Blue were consistently pushed up. That's like a gold mine for a Blitzcrank because he's just going to pop his movement speed bonus, pressure everyone away. The first pull he gets is definitely going to be re-aggressed on, but then Sejuani is sitting back with the ultimate. It went exactly as I expected. Blitzcrank pulls. The enemy team tries to capitalize on it, but Sejuani's there to negate that capitalization, and the kills consistently went in favor of Team Quicksilver. They did a great job here throughout that match.